Still finishing up 10 if I remember correctly.
All right.
Okay, here we go. They're getting set up now. So again, this should be a little bit of a time to kind of get reorganized and a little bit of a lull again. It'll get back to a little bit easier to get back to trackers, back to the shepherds, the peacekeepers.
We can see right there, enemy health 2 times.
Exactly. So poison number 1 is in effect. We got 3 enemies left on wave 10 over with FemStep, so they did a good job holding everybody off. They're going around trying to pick up that double energy. So they're just a little bit behind. They're about like 4 or 5 enemies behind.
Yep. I want to point out that what you're watching is Horde 3.0 coming to Gears of War 4 later this year on Xbox. Rod, you guys are pretty far along in the development process, right? You're almost gold.
There's a reason I'm here and not back up in Vancouver. Is we're closing it up.
So also I want to point out Gears of War 4 is a Play Anywhere title.
Xbox Play, or the XBA, where if you order it digitally, you on either console or Win 10, you get play for free on the other device.
You essentially get 2 platforms for the price of 1.
Absolutely, and it shares your progress, shares your achievements, shares your content.
Yep.
So you can stop playing at home and start playing at work right where you left off.
Right. That's the beauty of this. And of course, the Windows 10 version is going to be in a glorious, glorious 4K.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. It looks really good.
All right, Wave 11 complete.
Yeah, they're moving quick.
They certainly are, aren't they?
Well, they're starting off with Wave 11 for FemStep. So they're about now a wave behind. So and we just had the pre-orders on the Windows 10 store just went up for the PC version, I think yesterday.
Yep. So if you're interested in the PC version, you want to buy that.
The Win 10 version.
So
you can do that now.
You guys have had a heck of a time up there. I mean, I've had the privilege of joining you at the studio frequently, and it's a beautiful studio up there in Vancouver, British Columbia, and it's of course I want to talk about the console.
Our custom console. Yeah, absolutely. We're super excited about that.
Beautiful console. This is a fairly limited edition console. It's the Xbox One S. It's the first limited edition we've done of the Xbox One S.
Yeah, and it's completely. It's not just a paint job. We've got laser etching so deep it catches fire when they manufacture it.
Yep.
It's got custom sound effects on eject and power on and power off.
I urge you to go check that. You and I did a video last month, so I urge you to go out and search your YouTubes for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's get back to the game here. We're sitting here, Wave 11 on Horde 3.0.
I have to really give it up to the teams right now playing the roles. Like you look at when you go to Gold Glove, he's doing a great job as a sniper, and you go to FemStep, she's doing a great job as a scout. Like she's going out there and frontlining to get that energy, and she's bringing it back and setting up the engineer for success.
Now we haven't really talked about the classes too much. Can you kind of go through the classes and how that selection works?
Sure. There's basically 5 classes. There's the engineer, the scout, the soldier, the heavy, and the sniper. And when you played Overrun in Gears of War Judgment, we had classes, but it was tied to a character, and they were very limited in sort of what the flexibility was. That's not the case here. Any character can play any class. You have a bunch of variety in what skills you want to play, so you're not limited in that way.
Is it one class per team?
No, you can mix it up as much as you want.
We can play all engineers if we want.
If we want to, yeah. You won't succeed, but you can play that way if you want. And because you really want, again, I highly recommend at least 1 scout and at least 1 engineer.
Right.
The rest of it, yeah, have fun with. But you really want to get that double energy, and you really want to have that cheaper fortification. So there comes those shock trackers, and again, if you're lucky, occasionally they drop a shock grenade for you.
Now I want to talk about, we talked about the fabricator. We've certainly seen that throughout the match so far. It's an important pivotal element of Horde 3.0. What happens if the enemies get to that? They're not going to do any damage to that, are they?
No, it can't be damaged. It can be used for cover, so it's a good thing to hide behind if you have to.
Okay.
But we did want to make it such that the enemies could destroy it, because then you kind of have no place to go from there. So we made it an indestructible element.
But it's where you place it is super critical.
Well, what's nice is that you can adapt. You can actually move it once it's placed. So if you feel like, you know what, this isn't working for us, we're starting to struggle, we've made a mistake because we didn't know the map or something, you can actually pick it up, move it around, and place it down and keep going from there. And that's one of the things we wanted, that emergent gameplay, allow you to adapt and change your strategies as you're playing.
Now we're seeing them run around and pick up the energy.
Yeah, because they're doing the same thing, they're kiting that one enemy, leaving it alive while they go and clean up the rest.
And this, I mean, I remember playing Horde 1 and Horde 2. That's kind of an old Horde Horde secret or tip.
Yeah, exactly. It was like shoot him in the knees, get him crawling, and then go clean up stuff.
Let him just
pick up your
bleed
shield. Back in Gears 2 was all about the shield and planting the shield.
Right. Do we have something similar to that in Horde 3.0, the shield?
No, we don't. So that was something we wanted to go with the other fortifications. So planting shields is not something in...
Well, can we talk, I mean, we see some of the barbed wire down here, but what are some of the fortifications that the Fabricator can produce?
It's got a bunch. So one of the more basic early ones is the barriers. And so the barriers, again, as you use the Fabricator,
you can see one off to the left there.
Yeah, and so as you put energy in and you spend energy building stuff, it'll actually increase the Fabricator's level from levels 1 up to through 4.
Okay.
So a level 1 barrier, as an example, is the spikes, the caltrops on the ground.
Yep.
Then once it upgrades it, when you go to buy a barrier, you'll actually buy that razor wire or the barbed wire barrier.
Looks like we're in a bonus mode here.
No, so yeah, we have a bonus objective. So again, they have to try to finish Wave 13 in 1 minute and 32 seconds now. And again, they'll get another airdrop if they do.
So this kind of pushes the game along a little bit. We talked a moment ago about that strategy of keeping one of the enemies alive while you scoop up the ammo and whatnot. But here, now it's just the opposite. It's like, let's get them out as quickly as possible because you want that airdrop.
Yeah, exactly. And there's even a really cool objective, which is getting a certain 10 kills within a 30-second window. And so you have to it's not only the whole wave, it's how quickly can you get those 10 kills in a row.
Now, one thing, I think you guys released it. I don't recall. Did you release your achievement list?
Not yet.
Okay, so can we talk about that? You want to give a little tip what kind of achievements we're going to get for Horde?
Yeah, it's about showing progress. One would assume there's an achievement for getting through 1 through 50.
Putting you on the hot seat, Ron.
Yeah, exactly. Jeez. But yeah, there's a bunch of Horde achievements. One of the things we want to do is to make sure there's achievements allowing for all kinds of players. I mean, there's some people who are like campaign players, some people are Horde players, some people are versus players, and we want to really play and make sure everybody has an opportunity to get a good amount of achievements. What you see them going by right there is the decoy.
Yep.
So decoy is you set that up to draw enemy fire, or when they get close to you, they'll actually get distracted by it and try to melee it. So it's a good thing to set up in front of a sentry, because as they get pulled to it, the sentry will take them off. Yeah, exactly. It's like bait.
Yeah.
So you want to have that bait out there in front of the sentry. Looks like I think it's Gold Glove's team has a turret out there for the heavy, so the heavy gets a bonus for using turrets.
Yep.
And what you'll see here down in that area now that Gold Glove is looking into, it kind of becomes like a death hallway right there, because a lot of the enemies will flow down into the stairs. It's a choke point.
Yeah.
So if when we play it, what we'll end up doing is putting sentries looking down into that bowl, and so as they're coming in, it'll just do the work for you.
Right. Now it's just a valley of death when you do that.
Exactly. So the Deadeye they've spotted there, that's a robot sniper. And so you'll see that glow coming off the end of their weapon to tell you they're about to shoot at you. So it's something that tells you
want to hit
when
the
to
deck
put your head down. Yeah, put your head down. Yeah. But they'll bring you the M-bar essentially. If you can take them out, you can get their M-bar, so you get their sniper rifle and use it against them.
There's
oh god, that explosive headshot is just so good.
You know, one thing, Rod, I want to talk to you about is with all of the we're worked on Gears for a long time, but with all of the Gears games, there's something visceral about the weapons. It feels so good when you're shooting them. What do you guys do up there to tune them?
It's really about recognizing the fact that the weapons are kind of characters unto themselves. You know,
right.
It's one of those things that we look at other games, we call it gun porn, right? It's like they can put on 12 different stocks and 17 sights and all these attachments, and
right.
I think the gun just kind of loses what the gun is. It can be anything.
Right.
Whereas for us, a boom shot is a boom shot, a long shot is a long shot. Like they're very defined weapons, and so we try to put a lot of effort into making them feel special, making sure that sound effect is really strong, and it feels really good to use in your hands, right?
Yeah,
so
the vibration feels good. Everything about it just feels good, and of course, we've got the active reload, something that the Gears franchise pioneered, and then you still have active reload.
Yeah, we do, for sure. But they have different abilities now, like especially in multiplayer. Multiplayer, active reload has changed a little bit. It works off a cooldown timer, so people don't have to empty their clip before they get the bonus. And it's a good evolution of that mechanic, I think. I think Ryan did a good job on that.
All right, so we're kind of walking around here. There's that one enemy left. We're kind of around scooping up all the energy, getting the weapons, topping off my ammo, and just making sure that I'm ready for Wave 15.
Yeah, and they're letting FemSteph go and do it. She's the scout. She's doing her job. She's going out there, picking that stuff up, dropping it off. There you go, 3,000 deposited. So now the engineer is able to start building using that 4,000.
What do you recommend they build at this point?
Yeah, it's really about at this point I'd be looking at especially if you've got like Gold Glove, he's got the airdrops bonuses there. I'd be saving up for, like, they already have it. They've got 7,000. I'd build a weapons locker. So I think that having a weapons locker is a great way to allow you to go pick up those heavy weapons, put them in the bank, all those sorts of things. So I would definitely be looking at that with that 7,000.
Right,
otherwise, the Shock Sentry is an amazing weapon for sort of stunning. Again, aiming right down into that Valley of the Dead, I think is a great thing for the Shock Sentry. It stuns them. Here we go. Is going to grab the try shot out of the Guardian. Nice.
That's quite the weapon.
It is. And that's a good weapon for the heavy. So a good thing for Gold Glove to do now as the sniper would be actually to go give it to the guy playing the heavy, and then what she's trying to do there with Oscar, say like, hey, I brought you something, go pick it up, you'll get a bonus using it. So they're just starting off wave 16. I think they might have separated a little even further from
oh, look at that.
Steph. See, the barrier's doing a good job there slowing down the swarm, so while they're caught up in there, you want to try to take them out. You have to play a lot more.
So we're now just a little bit over, probably like about a third of the way through.
Yeah, and this is, like I said, anything ending with an 8, a 9, or a 0 is pretty rough. So
are you happy with what you're seeing so far with their play style? Or is there anything that's popping off going, wait a minute, they're going to have some problems later on?
I think probably the one thing I would say for Gold Glove's team, I think it's maybe I'd like the Engineer to be doing a little bit more. I think there's some, I think the Scout could be a little bit more aggressive, and I think the Engineer could be placing the sentries and the Shock Sentries a little bit in a sort of better, more strategic placement. On FemStep's side, I'm seeing her do a great job as a Scout. I haven't really seen the Sniper come off as much on that side, but we haven't really been following the Sniper.
There's a lot going on here.
Yeah, well, now so the Shock Sentry's trying to shoot through there, but it's kind of blocked. Again, I think they really should move one of those sentries over to the right.
Yeah, they've got a blind spot over here to the right.
And a lot of guys are choking up there. Like Gold Glove is having to use his sniping ability on these guys coming through the wire, where a sentry could just be doing that for him.
And rip him down because he's trying to get through the barrier, and the sentry could just start tearing him down.
Yeah, exactly. Because what you want to do is you start pushing forward a little bit so that you can almost own everything up to that wall in front of the Valley of the Dead. You want to start putting sentries into that. And
you want to set up this really clear perimeter.
Oh, and we have a Pouncer kill. FemStep got taken out by the Pouncer.
I guess we don't have the ability to show that again, but that would be
no, it would be nice to rewind and see. Oh, we got multiple people down.
All right, looks like they're back up. All right, looks like we've got a bonus objective just popped up in the upper left-hand corner.
Yeah, this one again is a tricky. So like FemStep could be charging, using that bayonet charge to start advancing that to try to get 6 kills, but sometimes you just feel like you're just fighting for your life, and you kind of don't want to be running out there trying to chainsaw or retrocharge anyone. So I totally get why they're not necessarily going after this objective.
Yeah.
So a couple of the characters you're seeing here are pre-ordered exclusives. So
let's talk about that.
I don't want people to be disappointed when they go like, "Where's my Zombie Dom? Where's my old man Marcus?" Like, what you see Zombie Dom and his brains as he's playing.
Yeah.
Those are part of our pre-order exclusives. So if you want to play Zombie Dom, you want to play as old man Marcus, or you want to play as Tamara or Anya, the only way to do that is to pre-order the game, whether from retail or digitally, and you'll get those characters plus a Gold Wave Nasher and the Gold Wave Lancer as well. 2 cool weapon skins.
Wave 17 complete. They did it. They made it through.
So they're getting a little sweaty though.
Yeah,
they're getting stuff for repairs now. They can put reload.
We haven't seen the UI for what they can select from the Fabricator. So what are some of the higher end elements that can come out of the Fabricator?
Well, usually it's like, again, you can get up into the Shock Sentry. The turret is one of the big ones. The weapons locker is another. Yep. You have the decoys. You have the barriers.
We've seen the decoy. We've seen some of the other. We haven't seen the weapon locker on the board yet, have we?
No, and part of that is a little bit to do with just not being familiar with it. I tried to get across to them as sort of a backstage to say like, hey, there's this new thing. You're not going to immediately see its value, but it actually is really valuable when you can start banking those heavy weapons. So hopefully
we haven't actually seen any of the new animations where you can pull somebody over the cover yet, have we?
No, and again, that's just new players to Gears of War 4. If this was the Coalition team, they'd be doing it left, right, and center. But it's people who just kind of fall back when they get under stress. They do what they know.
There's a lot new in Gears of War 4. Of course, you have this incredible campaign that you've been working on, and this is the multiplayer. It's a lot going on up there, Rod.
It is. Well, we want to have, we're always focused on co-op, so we have our split-screen couch co-op for both for Horde and Versus and campaign. But having this 5-player co-op PvE mode is obviously has been really important to us ever since Gears 2. So we were really excited to bring it back and bring it back in a big way. Oh, a nice headshot there.
This is some good. This is some good
Lucy
Gears
May
going on
bringing
here.
that. So you can see the engineers going around and repairing all the fortifications, and again, while they have that lull in between.
The fabricators now up to 7. What are those? Is
Shot.
that energy?
They got the salvo rocket launcher going there, so that's good. They're
All right,
they're
so this
setting up
team
pretty
is
strong.
blocker.
So they got extra energy here off their one of their airdrops they opened. They're going to finish off the last one and advance on to Wave 19.
All right, you're watching Horde 3.0. We're finishing up Wave 19. We're getting a boss soon, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. This is a double challenge. You can see
here we're seeing the value of the weapons locker.
Right, and you can see it's got a 2 on it. That's the level 2. It's got 2 weapon slots. They upgraded it as part of their fabric. Same thing there. You see the sentry with a 2 on it. We try to make it really clear what level each of your fortifications on, so you can tell just visually right away.
In?
Oh, and it's the Snatcher. So Snatcher's tough because the Snatcher's got a really strong melee. So he's going to just come. She's just going to come in and start stomping on your fortifications. So you kind of want to get things out of the way, and you want to take her out pretty quick. And
so
if she DP-knows you, she'll actually pick you up, put her in her belly, and then crush you.
Oh, that's not going to be pleasant.
No. And so Gold Glove just made a bit of a mistake in using all the rockets, so you can't put it in the weapons locker. So you want to save that one shell if you can. So we got one down.
Let's be clear, if you drain your weapon,
it goes away.
It goes away. So make sure you get it down to 1. Put it in the weapons locker, and you can pick it right back up again.
So somebody's inside. They got to hit the belly to free him.
This is not good.
Trying to free it. Oh, he's back out. He's back out. She's out.
Did it vomit him out?
Yeah, just his belly splits open and lets her back out.
That's Gears right there in a nutshell.
They're working at Snatchers, trying to take down that turret. I'd move that turret out of the way. It's an expensive fortification to lose if she rails up. And nice.
So you can see that she's coming in.
Oh, she goes.
She is just wrecking their fortification.
Yeah, exactly. That's be expensive. I mean, the nice thing is that when you lose the fortification, it puts a bunch of energy down, so it's not a total wipe.
Right.
But it can get really costly. So if you have something super expensive like a turret, you might want to pull it back when in the boss waves. You might want to put it.
Got the team over here. They're at level 19.
So they're still working their way towards the boss.
Yep. So we could have a completely different boss, of course, for them, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, we limited the choice for this just because we wanted to keep some stuff secret for the final game.
Yeah.
So they're basically playing with either the Snatcher or the Carrier will be one of the 2 bosses that we'll get through these
But there are
bosses.
more in the final game.
There are more in the final game, yes. I can't tell. That turret might be... No, it's got some bullets in it, so they're just choosing...
This is, again, we need this turret over here, gang.
Yeah, we need a sentry moved over to the right, for sure. Good headshot on the sign. We got 1 dead over there on the right. Oof. Scout is definitely frontlining there, going toe-to-toe.
Yep.
Gold Glove again putting in work as a sniper. Should be going down to the final 5 here in a second.
All right.
They have a lot of energy in the bank, so the engineer really should be finding ways to use that 20,000
using that energy.
Yeah. There could be a lot more stuff helping. Like you don't want it to come down to just the players. The way you do this is you need those sentries, those shock sentries, those turrets. You need those to start doing the work for you.
They've got to get more fortifications, and they've got to upgrade their existing ones.
Right.
Because they are in for a long road ahead. Wave 20 complete.